Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka Rick here, bringing you part 28 of my GTA4 Let's Play. Just before I start, just gotta say I've got a bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds a bit different, you know, that's the reason for it. Hopefully it'll sort itself out soon, and I'll back to be sounding normal again. I don't know, it might not sound too much different, I can't really tell myself. But yeah, as you see, as I said in the last video, I'll be doing a bank job in this video, which was my first real big organised crime, like I said, and it's a lot of fun. Obviously I had to get through a lot of cops at the end of it, but at the start, obviously you're driving there, there's 4 of us. It's me, Patrick, Derek, and then Patrick's friend, can't remember what his name is. But yeah, his friend ends up getting shot by someone in the bank who's carrying a gun. So that's obviously not too good. So we're down to 3, but we still get away with a lot of money. I think we get like $1 million, so that's 2.5k each, or 250k each, which is all good. I mean, it's a fair amount for a day's work, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, the escape, or obviously on foot, you go through a lot of little alleyways and fighting off cops. I shoot quite a few, it's probably near about 100, I'd say. There's a lot of them at every corner. That was quite entertaining though. See, got a lot of headshots, so racking up the medals if it was a multiplayer, it would be. But yeah, so yeah, obviously once I get in the car, I get away pretty easily, which is quite weird. I think it was 3 stars or 4, I can't remember. But I jumped in the car and got away in like a couple of minutes. Whereas I've struggled getting away from like 2 stars, more than that sometimes, which I don't know, found it a bit strange, but I'm not complaining. It didn't take me that long. So yeah, once I get away, obviously take them back to the house, get the money from it, and driving around, I get this text from MW3. It's basically got a picture of Roman tied up in a chair with someone aiming a gun at his head. So obviously Nico's not too happy about that, and it goes a bit crazy, and I have to go and rescue him. That's not actually in the video, me rescuing him. I arrive at the destination, drive over some explosive barrels for some reason. I don't know, I thought if I drive slow enough they wouldn't explode, but it turns out they did. So yeah, it's a bit of a fail, but yeah, in the next episode you'll see me shoot through a load of gang members and stuff, and rescue Roman. But yeah, that's in the next video. So that's pretty much what happens in this episode. For the rest of the video I'll be talking about 2 games I'm obviously really looking forward to. I've mentioned a little bit in the last, I think it was the first E3 one. So Modern Warfare 3 obviously, and Halo 4. It's basically my hopes and expectations for those 2 games. So Modern Warfare 2 comes out in November. Not really sure when Halo 4 comes out yet. It's probably going to be next year, I would imagine. I doubt it'll be this year, to be honest. So they take quite a while to make normally. But they are normally brilliant at the end of it, so can't really complain. So we're going to start with Modern Warfare 3. As I said, comes out in November. Really looking forward to it. Even though I most likely will be disappointed, as I normally am with Call of Duty games. I was with Black Ops a little bit, because it was hyped quite a lot, more than, I wouldn't say more than the others, but it was hyped a lot, and it turned out not to be very good, so that's a bit of a shame. But hopefully this one won't be overhyped, and it will actually turn out to be a really good game, which would be good for once, not to be disappointed by a COD game. But yeah, what do I want in it? Obviously theatre mode. I think that was one of the main aspects I liked about Black Ops, the fact that it had the theatre mode, which has been obviously long awaited. It's been in Halo for quite a while, so it started in Halo 3, which was quite a few years ago now. I think if it had been in Modern Warfare 2, it would have been insanely more popular, even more popular than it was, because a lot of videos were made from Modern Warfare 2. Obviously people would have liked to use the theatre mode, would have made montages even better than they were. I mean, some of the montages that came out of Modern Warfare 2 were unbelievable. I think it's Balance from Muzza Fuzzer, and Fuzzer Muzzer was amazing. It's probably one of the best montages I've seen to date, so I have to say that it probably would have been better with the theatre mode in it as well. So yeah, definitely got to keep that. You got to bring challenges back, like not the challenges were in Black Ops, but the fact that the challenges actually got you something at the end of it. I think that was a good idea in Modern Warfare 2. Obviously, like, you complete this challenge, you get certain attachments, and then you have to complete that challenge for that attachment to get a better one of that, like a similar version of it, basically. I think that's what they need to do. Again, they need to bring that back in, because I missed that in Black Ops. I've said that quite a few times now. I actually do miss that, because it makes it a little bit less interesting for me. Obviously, you don't really want to keep playing if you're not unlocking anything, or you've got nothing to work for. But yeah, so if they bring that back, I'll be really happy. I'll actually play it for quite a long time again, like I did Modern Warfare 2. It's Black Ops, you know, I struggled to actually get into it and play it for a long period of time, because it was a bit annoying. So you've always got a couple of games that are like dominant in every Call of Duty game, but I think the fact that Black Ops was, you know, it had more, like, it took more damage to kill. There was literally one or two weapons that outshone all the others, which is obviously like the FAMAS and the AK-74U, which is, I don't really like that, because I like using a variety of weapons in games like that. Otherwise you're going to get bored, really. I think Halo is the only exception to that, really. Obviously with the BR, so you'll always use that because it is the best weapon, apart from a power weapon. But yeah, I think in COD there needs to be a huge variety of viable weapons, really. It's like in Modern Warfare 2, obviously you had the UMP, which was ridiculously overpowered, but you could easily counter it with an M16, you know, TAR, SCAR, the FAMAS. Most of the guns, pretty much, the AK-70, like 47, even, like, you know, most of the guns would counter it, or not counter it as such, but do equal damage to it, which was just not the case really in Black Ops. There's a couple of guns that stick out above the rest, really, and if you don't use them, I'm not saying you're not going to do well if you don't use the FAMAS or the AK-74U, but you're not going to do as well as you could have done with either those two weapons, I think. I don't know, might not be the case for everyone, but that's just how I feel about the game, really. The health as well, obviously is really high in Black Ops, or it might just be the fact that there isn't stopping power, but it just seems to be a lot higher. I think that needs lowering a little bit, like not as insta-kill as say Modern Warfare 2 is, but there's got to be somewhere in between, I think, because it's a bit annoying that people can sometimes get away when you've got 2 or 3 hit markers on them, whereas if you say you get 1 or 2 and they get away, you know, it's not too bad, but once you start hitting like that 3-4 hit marker mark and they're still getting away, I think it gets a bit frustrating for me, because obviously you've beaten them in that engagement, but they've just literally ducked behind the corner or something and they've got away quite easily. So yeah, I think that needs to change back, not as dramatically as it was, but somewhere in between. I think you need a happy medium for that. The maps as well, I think the maps in Black Ops aren't too bad, but the Modern Warfare 2 ones are much better. Again, I think Infinity Ward have got a much better idea about maps, I think, personally, than Treyarch seem to have. I mean, some of the, like, firing range, I think it is a pretty good map, but I always think Infinity Ward games have the better maps, like COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, obviously. The maps on those too are actually amazing. I think there's obviously a couple that I don't like on each. I'd say Derailed and Wasteland is probably my 2 from Modern Warfare 2. It's mainly the bigger maps, really. I prefer quite small maps where you can get from one side to the other in a reasonably short amount of time, because you know, I don't like spending ages running around maps trying to find people. It's not exactly fun. So yeah, I think maps, they've got to be, I'd say, small to medium. Like obviously one really small map just for fun, you know, the Rust. I think Rust was terrible in comparison to Shipment, because Rust had the upper bit, The shipment didn't have that, obviously. So I think if they took that out, made it like one level again, like shipment was, then I could handle a little map like that. But when you got people like sitting upstairs, and they've obviously got a vantage point on you, it makes it a bit unfair and a bit cheap, I think. So if they took that back out, I'd be quite happy with it. So yeah, maps obviously small to medium. Obviously not too many camping spots. You're always going to have some, just because of the way maps are built, but try and lower that a little bit, you know. Try not to make too many like windows have a view over the whole map or something like that. If you just lower that a little bit, then obviously it will take camping down. But if you've got somewhere like that, make a couple of entrances to it, you know, like I think it's Crossfire in COD 4. You had that 3-story building that looked over a majority of the map, but you had obviously the stairs up the back and then the ladder up the side, and there was a lot of little places where you could get like shots off on them and they might not see you, so you know, it was a good spot to see it, like obviously with a sniper rifle or whatever, or an assault rifle, and but there was a lot of places, like ways to get up there, so you weren't really that safe, I'd say. But you know, there's some spots on newer maps where you can just sit pretty much and lock down and, you know, get a hell of a lot of kills. Like there's one on what map is it? Scrapyard, I think. Like where B domination flag is. There's like a couple of spots in there where you can just sit and you've got a vantage point over, you know, that whole room. So if anyone's trying to get to that flag, you know, they're going to get killed by you if you know, you can aim properly and shoot. And they can't really flank because your team's obviously spawning behind you the whole time as well. So, you know, I think people will always abuse little spots. They'll always find little places where they can hide. But I think they try and minimise that as much as they can. And, you always really want to have a couple of angles where you can be seen if there's a spot where you can hide, basically. I know it's hard to design maps, I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying if they design them properly, will not stop, like, you know, making these places where people can hide. I think that's why they need to do a beta as well, because people obviously find these little gaps, and they'll be able to look through people's games and think, oh yeah, we could sort that out, you know, maybe lower something, maybe it's a box that they're hiding behind. If you just lower it a little bit so you can see a bit more of them while they're sitting behind it, something like that. It's like easily fixable, but they may not do if they didn't know about it beforehand, you know. I think that's kind of what they need to think about. I think a beta would help that a lot. I think most games really need nowadays, like multiplayer games, need to have a beta, just because obviously they can do in-house testing, but it's never going to be as thorough as like a beta there is, because you're going to have people that are going to play it day in day out, and people like that are going to find things like this. Obviously I could quite happily look around a map and find somewhere where I thought, yeah, that would be a good place, you know, to sit and get quite a few kills racked up. You're always going to have spots like that, I understand that, but it'd be nice for them to have a beta and, you know, test their game a bit more than they do at the moment. I think if they did that, the game would obviously improve a lot. You wouldn't have as many game-breaking things like you do in Modern Warfare 2, really. But I think they would have realised that Commando was a bit overpowered. I think they would have decreased the lunge range a little bit. I think if they had have actually done that, they probably would have realised that the care package glitch and all that existed, and that, you know, a lot of the things that went wrong with it really were actually in the game to start with. So obviously I didn't realise that, so they didn't test it enough, or it just didn't crop up in the testing that they did do. So obviously it was on a much smaller scale than the beta would be. I think that's, you know, speaks for itself really. All the problems that they had with it, I think a beta would have solved most of them. So hopefully they'll realise that and actually do that. Not like a commercial beta really. You want a proper, you know, one where they actually intend to change stuff, or it's not one that they just want literally just to get advertisement for their game, which I know it is Activision. They probably would do that just to get, you know, if you pre-order it or whatever, you get access to a beta or something like that. They'd probably do that, so that kind of company. But yeah, I hope they don't. I hope they actually have a proper beta where they intend to change things. Like basically like Blizzard did with WoW. They had Cataclysm beta for absolutely months, and they changed a hell of a lot, obviously, because they realised that it wasn't quite right. And that's what a game development company should be like. That's how it should happen. I think that would help bring obviously the gamers better games all the time. So I just hope that happens. What else can I talk about? Recoil as well. I think, yeah, it was more realistic in Black Ops, I'd say, but unnecessary at the same time. So, you know, I don't know, Modern Warfare 2, I know the recoil is pretty minimal on that game, but it makes it fun, I think. You know, if you just want to jump on and have a bit of fun, then you can, because you got these guns that are slightly overpowered maybe, but they're fun to use at the end of the day. Whereas on Black Ops, you jump on Black Ops and you think, right, so I've got to use this gun, otherwise I probably won't win many of my engagements, and, you know, I've got to try and control the recoil as well, which, you know, I know obviously it's a fair point to add recoil in a game. I understand why they've done it, but I think sometimes it can take the fun out of the game a little bit, making it a bit too realistic. But that's just my opinion. You know, it's probably a lot of people like Battlefield. I think that's pretty much realistic, isn't it, with their whole bullet drop and all that with the sniper rifles. I've never actually played a Battlefield game, so I can't really comment on that. But just seeing like the recoil and all that, the realisticness of it took the fun out of it a little bit for me. So I think they'll go back to Modern Warfare 2 recoil. I think I'll be quite happy with that. Attachments as well for like weapons. I think the ones in Black Ops are fairly good. I mean, there's a lot more to choose from for all the guns. I think if they kept all those attachments but had, like, say, obviously take out the noob tube, so instead of having the noob tube and then master key, have the master key and then the flamethrower, something like that, you know. Just because I thought the flamethrower attachment was awesome, and it was probably one of my favourite attachments in that game. So yeah, I think if they change them around a bit, get rid of grenade launchers, because they are completely unnecessary, I think. So yeah, obviously change them up a little bit, not too much. Obviously keep most of the ones that I had in Black Ops. Just get rid of the grenade launcher pretty much. Keep the rest, I'd say. So it is nice to have a variation of like scopes and sights to choose from on your guns, because sometimes it can get a bit boring, always looking at the same gun. Even though obviously if you've got a preference, then you'll keep that. So naturally you will want to have that. So yeah, I think mainly the grenade launcher needs to be removed. Other than that, I think the Black Ops ones moved over, added into the challenges like Modern Warfare 2. So you unlock like a first stage of that kind of attachment, and then obviously after a while you unlock the next one. So yeah, I think that would be good. Bring back like FMJ, obviously, and extended mags, red dot, holographic, ACOG, and then you got that other type of ACOG scope in Black Ops. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that one as well. And then master key attachment, underbarreled shotgun basically, and the flamethrower as well. I think if you put all those in, that would be pretty good. I could see it working out. Obviously a silencer, and then I'm not sure what you'd go with a silencer after that. I mean, heartbeat sensor was okay, it was a good attachment, but it was never really used that much because everyone ran with Ninja anyway, so it's a bit pointless. Oh yeah, it brings me on to perks. Obviously you want the Ninja in there just for the fact that competitive gaming kind of breaks it otherwise. Nothing like Ghost, or you know, you don't want Ghost in there, because UAVs are, you know, a reward at the end of the day. You know, you get a kill streak reward, you want to actually be able to use it. So if you pop up a UAV in Black Ops, then most people are using Ghost, so you see like one person on it most of the time, which is a bit stupid really, because you've earned that kill streak, so it doesn't really reward you that much as it should do. So yeah, if you don't have that in it, don't have Commando, obviously, Danger Close. I don't know, personally I'd keep Danger Close because I found it quite fun to use sometimes. Obviously I wouldn't use noob tubes, but maybe a thumper or RPGs. You know, running around with RPGs with Danger Close is pretty immensely fun. If you haven't tried it, definitely recommend trying it because it is a hell of a lot of fun. Just like, you know, in headquarters you can easily get quads or 5 pieces with an RPG in the headquarters, so I've done that quite a lot. Racked up some pretty high kill to deaths in headquarters with RPG Danger Close. Obviously if you got Danger Close and noob tubes, then I can understand people not liking it, but if you haven't got a grenade launcher in the game, I don't really see a problem with that at all, to be honest. So yeah, definitely keep Danger Close, get rid of Ghost. Cold Blooded I can understand, but not make it UAVs. I don't think you should be able to hide from UAVs. Well, actually, with Cold Blooded, I think if you have Cold Blooded or Ghost, then you need to bring back Stopping Power. So I think that kind of counters it, because you thought, right, I have Stopping Power, I'll be able to kill quicker, but I won't be able to hide from UAVs. Or if you go, right, I'll be able to hide from UAVs, but it'll take me a bit longer to kill someone. I think that's a fair, like, you know, change. Whereas in Black Ops, you didn't have that choice. It was like, I can scavenge, you know, I can get more ammo, or I can hide from UAVs. It's kind of a, you know, it's not really something that you can debate that much. What else? Yeah, I think I've talked about most things, to be honest. I mean, this video's overrun a little bit, so there'll be a little bit of a still at the end, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I was going to talk about Halo as well, but haven't got round to it. So yeah, that's Modern Warfare 3 and my hopes for it. Hope it'll be good. Probably won't be as good as I hope it will be, but you never know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for talk about Halo 4. Bye for now.